So to get started here, the platform is split up into three distinct panels, and this is the same for our web platform. Mobile, a little bit different. And the drawing tools here are going to do me some justice. There we go. So on our left side here, this is going to be our left-hand watch list. This is always going to be here. You can move it around to make it a little bigger or smaller, but this is going to be a key function as you're looking to navigate and trade multiple symbols, or just keep track of the markets as you're trading on our platform. So on the left side, we have our watch list, or just a list of symbols that we like to keep track of. You can also pull up a list of symbols that you have open positions on. We have a bunch of great curated watch lists. I'll cover that in just a second. At the top here, we're going to have our platform's active symbol. And also, you'll probably see your account totals header up there as well. That's where you'll see a list of your accounts and all of the different balances for your accounts. But here I have it collapsed. And then at the top, we have our active symbol, or really just the last symbol that we searched for. Maybe we're looking to pull up a chart on this symbol, trade it, look at research. That's going to be the symbol that we are paying attention to or looking at this time. Underneath that is going to be our main central panel. This is where, the meat and potatoes, where we're going to do pretty much spend all of our time and be able to place trades, manage our positions, and look at charts, research, all that jazz. And then finally, on our right side here is our right side panel. And this is an abbreviated version of our middle panel. And what's really great about our platform here is that you can use this left side panel and this right side panel in combination with whatever you're looking to do at the time to pretty much set up a customized experience based on what you feel like you need to see. And then you're not having to click around a bunch of different tabs to check out the information you need to either place a trade or manage your positions or just do some research. So let's go back to our left side here on our watch list. Get my drawing tools here real quick. And I see someone asking, how do you get the right side panel? So if you don't see the right side panel right now, you'll want to go to the top right of the platform right here, and you're going to see a couple arrows up here. So right now, my platform's big enough where, or essentially my screen resolution is big enough that I can actually embed it or kind of get it scrunched in there with the rest of the platform. But if I were to click on this arrow, and then you kind of see here, changed a little bit. Now it's overlapping our middle panel. And then I click this arrow here, it's going to go away. So you might not see the right side panel. Just go up here, see this arrow in the top right, and you'll open that up. Now by default, and I see someone asking, hey, I see a little chart there. So that's going to be our overview section. We'll come back to the right side panel in just a second, but we'll go over our watch list on the left first. So like I said earlier, our watch list, and if you've traded on other platforms before, you've probably had watch lists before. But here on our watch list section, this is where you can click on this drop down right here, and we have a bunch of great pre-made curated watch lists of, just different categories of things. Maybe you want to check out, hey, what kind of crypto ETFs do you have available? You can click on our crypto ETFs watch list and you'll see a list of all of those different symbols. Additionally, if you want to go to the sectors and check out, hey, maybe I want to see all of the different companies in the technology industry or technology sector, I can go to sectors in this drop down, scroll down a bit, click on technology, and now we're going to view a list of symbols that are in the technology sector. So if I do alphabetical here, just by clicking on the top here, so sorry if I went a little quick there. Let me get rid of that drawing. But here we'll have each of our symbols. And then additionally, we're going to have some columns. Now, what's nice is that you can fully customize what you want to see here on the watch list. And now right now I have change percent, which is just the percentage change in price for the day. And next to that, we have the bid price. Now, if you wanted to change that, or if you want to create a watch list, And there's a couple different ways we could do that. But the place you're going to want to go to, sorry, hitting the end of the day, so it's a little hard to talk. But if we click on the gear icon here, so I'll go back, this little gear icon in our watch list section. This is where we'll see the different columns available. So I mentioned that I had net change percent right here. Also the bid price. So if I instead, maybe I want to see the name of this company, I can add in from my not displayed section here on the right to displayed on the left, add in that description. And maybe I also want, let's do market cap. So we can drag and move around these to order them around. And if you have a bunch of different columns, you'll have multiple pages. I'll show you how you can go between them in just a second. But now here you'll see, okay, now we have a list of the company names and the symbol. And now we had two columns there before, but now we only have one. What happened? Well, the description takes up a little bit of space, but if you wanted to scroll through and check out those different columns that we had, just click on this arrow here and you'll see all of these different columns. So it depends on what you want to see. Personally, I like to set up, if I go back here, net change percent. Maybe I also want to see last price as well. It's usually what I'm defaulting to. So last price and net change percent. I can go back and see, okay, Apple was last trading at 225.01 and it's gone up about 0.5% today. So that's just a quick overview on our watch list. Sure. And it looks like Andy tossed a nice link in the chat there as to how you can find some tutorials on that. And even before we get a little bit deeper, just want to show you too. If you ever want to find a tutorial or you need some more information on a certain section, make sure that you check out our help center. So this little question mark icon, if you click on that right here, that's going to load up our help center. And then Andy tossed in the chat there, but maybe you want to check out how to make a watch list. So you can type in watch list here. And luckily, the first result here is going to be our watch list overview. Now here we have a link out to some videos. You can check out nice little tutorials with GIFs of how to go around and create a watch list, edit it, filter your columns, all that jazz. So we'll cover a little bit more on watch lists in just a second. But also, someone just asked it, saw you in chat, how do you alphabetize it? So if you ever want to sort on a descending or ascending or alphabetical order, all you got to do is just click on the header of the column of your watch list. So if I were to click on symbol here, you see now we have an up arrow. That's A going down to Z. I click on that A again, and now it's Z going to A. Inversely, if I wanted to see, hey, what are the biggest movers going up today in the technology industry? I can click on change percent and sort based on that and see, oh, okay, AVGO's moving, Apple's right around the middle range, Microsoft there too, or I can flip it around and see, okay, yeah, PayPal, not looking too hot today. So you can sort based on that. And when we go to our main watch list tab in the middle too, same exact functionality. So let's clear that off there. So that's just a quick overview on our watch list. And I really wanted to show you this watch list here and how to set that up, because this is also how we're going to get through and pull up different symbols to trade and or look at a chart. So we'll get to trading in just a second. First, I want to show you a little bit on our charting and also our available research. So if you wanted to pull up a chart of a symbol, the first place you'll see, and I clicked on PayPal right here, and you'll notice that when I clicked on that, our top header here, our active symbol, as well as our right side panel, updates with PayPal's information. Now, if I were to go back here and maybe click on NVIDIA or NVDA, you'll notice at the top too, NVIDIA is our active symbol. We have some information on NVIDIA, like the pricing, volume, the name, and then also on our right side panel, a bunch more as well in our little chart there. Now you might be thinking, that's a tiny chart. Well, you're right. It's just a little abbreviated chart. When you want to go find our full charting package, add some indicators, some studies, make some drawings, do a little bit of technical analysis, you'll want to navigate to our chart tab right here. So it kind of looks like a little miniature chart, that icon right there. If I go ahead and even then scroll over my mouse on this right here, or just over this left side panel, you'll see chart there. I can go ahead and click on the chart. And now we have a chart on NVIDIA. So our active symbol is NVIDIA. Now we're looking at a chart on NVIDIA. Now, if I wanted to click on and check out a chart on Apple, I can click on Apple in my watch list, and now I'm viewing a chart on Apple. And our right side panel updates with that as well. Maybe I want to look at Cisco, Salesforce, go back to PayPal. What is this, Adobe? Yeah, we can check out Adobe as well. So again, super, super nice as you are going through and viewing either a different set of symbols that you like to watch or different symbols that you're looking to trade. You can quickly click through them on your watch list, and it's going to pull up a chart for that symbol. Come back to this just in a second, but another tab that this becomes very, very useful for is going to be our research tab. So if we scroll our mouse over again, and of course I drew right over the name, you'd think I'd learn after doing a few of these. If we go to our left side here and scroll over research and news, we can click on this right here. And now this is going to pull up our research and news tab. So off the bat, we're going to see we had Adobe selected as our active symbol. So right here, we have a bunch of different news articles that we can check out. We can click on and see, hey, how is Adobe doing? What's going on? What's recent news on Adobe? Or maybe I want to see some financials on Adobe. I can go to the top here, right up here, click on this drop down, and it might look a little bit different. I think if here, we'll collapse our right side panel. Might look a little bit different. Might be a drop down, depends on your screen's resolution, kind of fits based on how much space you have. But here we have all these different tabs. So we have news, we have financials, where you can check out the income statement and balance sheet either on a quarterly or annual basis. We have the ratios as well. So that's a research tab. We have ratios, we got analyst forecasts, and then also a nice about section. So if you ever wanted to see, what are we looking at here? Kind of a gross margin, dividend per share, cash flow. You can check out all these metrics here. We have an analyst forecast as well. If you wanted to see what are analysts thinking right now on this symbol? Is it a buy? Is it a sell? What are some other people thinking? And then lastly, our about section too, if you wanted to just do some research on, hey, what does this company do? What is their prerogative? Are they in the technology industry? How many employees do they have? And then even then, you scroll down a little bit, this financial summary, one of my favorite pieces on the research tab here, gives a great overview over the last few quarters, talking about or discussing the financials and some of the big news around this symbol. Now, we were just looking that on Adobe, but similar to our charting tab that I was just showing, if you were to click on PayPal, now we're viewing the about section on PayPal, or maybe the financials. I kind of want to see, hey, what is the income statement between a bunch of different symbols or different companies that are competitors? I can look at Apple, see how their income statement and balance sheet is looking, or Microsoft, and quickly go through and kind of look through and get an idea of all of the different companies and how they are performing. So that was just a little bit on the navigation of, clicking on different symbols, checking out different stocks. It's very, very nice. And even there, we're going to go back to our chart tab here, since I know, at least for me, I'm always looking at a chart before I'm placing a trade. Depends on the person, but I would say quite a few people do it. So Let's talk about the charting tab real quick before we hop into a trade. And actually, now that I say that, we're actually going to come back to the charting tab. So 352 and the stock or equities market is closed. We'll be able to place a futures trade here, but the futures market also closes at 4 here. So I'm going to need to skedaddle on placing that. I mean, worst case scenario, we can also just place working orders, don't have to show something filled. But let's go ahead and pull up some futures symbols or futures that we can trade. So if I wanted to find all the different futures that we could trade, we can go to our watch list tab here, scroll down to futures, go to futures all. Now we have a list of different futures that we can place. And the function of placing an options trade on a future versus a stock is going to function exactly the same. It's just that futures have a little bit different symbology and structure when it comes to the actual dollar value. So we can click on /ES here to pull up the E-mini S&P 500 futures, view a chart on that if we really wanted to. Or if we were ready to place an options trade, we're going to go ahead and click on trade. Now, what's nice about the futures is that there's a lot of different expirations you can trade. So off the bat here, we'll be taken to our table mode, which is going to list all of our different expirations available for trading. So here, well, in the middle, and then on our left side here, we're going to have a list of dates. So these are all of the different expirations that we could trade. And what's really nice is that instead of looking at a specific date and doing the mental math, instead you can just put your eyes right to the center of the screen. You'll see, okay, this first one, July 23rd, it's today. That's 0 days until expiration. Or maybe I wanted to trade about 20 days out. That's going to be August 12th. So I could go to 20D. And there's some more information I'll cover in just a second, but I'm going to just go a little quickly. I just want to show you guys what a filled order looks like. I'll come back to placing this a little bit slower in just a second, look at some of our different strategies with equities. But just to show you what a fill looks like, if we wanted to trade the 20 days until expiration, all you got to do is click on this row. And now the options chain for that expiration is going to show up. And just going a little quick here just for a second. We have our calls on our left. We have our puts on our right. And then in the middle, we have all of our strike prices. We'll talk about some of the columns a little bit more in just a second. But imagine I just wanted to buy a call. If I wanted to buy a call option, that's going to be related to the ask price. So ask or buy up here, bid or sell right here. These are going to be the ask prices and the bid prices. And now if I wanted to set up a long call, I'm going to click on the ask price on the strike that I want to buy. So maybe if I wanted to buy the 56.20 strike call, I can click on that right there, and that is going to generate an order ticket at the bottom of our screen. You also see this kind of green line here that's indicating that we're buying. Even at the bottom here, we get a little description of what we're doing. I got 4 minutes left before the futures market closes, so we're running on time. And then if we wanted to, and just again, just for example purposes, we'll come back to this in just a second if it seems like I'm going quick. We just wanted to buy this at the best available market price. I can go to order type down here and switch this to market. And now we'll just purchase this call option at the best available market price. Once I'm ready to purchase that call option, I can go to review and send. And then I'll get a quick breakdown on the different commissions and fees paid, buying power that it's going to take up. And then once you're ready, you can click on send order. And now your order is working. And in this case, we placed a market order, so we ended up getting filled. So again, went real quick there. We got 3 minutes left on the futures market, so just had to go fast. Talked on the watch list there for too long. But if you were to expand our right side panel here, so I collapsed this before, but what's really nice is that imagine I just did that trade. ES is our active symbol. Now I can actually see the order that I just placed here to buy at the market price in my order details. Then also we'll see any open positions as well right here on the right side. Again, this right side panel, it's an abbreviated version of a middle panel, but this is where you can kind of quickly go and, place another trade. Go between symbols. It's very, very quick depending on how you have it set up and if you're using this right side panel in conjunction with some of our other features. And now I'm going to kind of take a step back for a second. I just want to, again, show you how it looked like to place an opening trade or how quick you can do it. But let's take a step back and let's talk about placing an options trade on a stock. So we'll go back to our technology watch list here and we'll click on, let's place a trade on what seems interesting. How's the liquidity on PayPal looking? Oh, not bad. Okay, let's do PayPal. So we will place an example trade on PayPal here. And I saw a lot of people asking about, hey, how can you place all these different kind of strategies? Real quick, we'll place just a classic vertical spread. We can do some more strategies a little bit later. But now that we got a little more time to talk about it, again, we had our expirations. We had our days until expiration. But some really useful, actionable information that you'll find on the platform as well when trading options is going to be in the top right here of each of these options chains. So right here, or IVX, is going to be the implied volatility for each of these expirations. And then to the right of that, you'll see a little plus or minus. So plus or minus $5.80, plus or minus $5.27. This is going to be the expected move for this symbol, or essentially based on the options pricing. What is the one standard deviation move based on these days until expiration? So what this number is saying here, for example, maybe we're looking at the August 16th expiration. What it's saying is that we have an implied volatility of 53.8%. But over this next 24 days, with a 68% probability that it's going to move up and down $5.80. And this can kind of help you when determining what strike price you might want to place your trade on and or where you want your profit or loss zones. So now let's go and click on that expiration. We'll expand it one more time. And now when we're in our trade tab, we'll go back into these columns here. So just to reciprocate here, not reciprocate, I don't know what words I'm using, but on the left here, we have our bid prices. On the right, we have our ask price. And on the left side of our screen, we have our calls. On the right side, we have our puts. Now, before, I just clicked on the prices here in the table to set up a long call. But if you wanted to, you can also use our strategy selector. So Charlie, I see your question there on the 68%. Mark can toss a article there to our expected move, but it's essentially just based. I'll come back in the Q&A. I can talk about it a little bit more. But what's really nice is that in this top section here, we have our strategy selector. And this will make it really easy to set up a trade quickly just based on some default parameters. So right now, I'll clear it out there, get my drawing tools up here. But if I go to the top of my screen here and click on this dropdown, also click on Show Advanced, this is going to give me some options to set up some preset parameters. It's a little bit of a tongue twister to set up a trade. So I talked about placing a vertical spread. If you wanted to do that, that's going to be our first option up here. But maybe you want to do an iron condor. That's going to be right here. Or you want to do a ratio spread or calendar. You can click on any of these buttons here and toggle between doing a short or long position. And also if you want to do it on the call or put side, depending on what kind of strategy you're placing. And this case, if we want to do a long call vertical spread, we can toggle these back and forth to long and call. And then in our advanced section here, we can also set up what kind of days until expiration we want to set this up at. So we already clicked on the 24 days until expiration, so we can ignore this for right now. We can also set up where in relation to the at the money price we want to have our trade default. So we can do like 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations. Maybe we could just set a percentage directly, maybe 50%. We can also set the strike width. So maybe I'd do $3, $4 wide, and we can also set the expirations. But this is if you really like to place the same kind of trades over and over again. But just simply, if you're ready to place that vertical spread, oops, clicked off of it, but just click on the go icon here. It's not going to place the trade, but it's going to help us set it up. So we can click on go, and now you'll see based on our parameters there, and it changed our expiration. But I can always go back if I wanted to. We'll stick to 87 days. Why not? But here now we have a vertical spread setup. And what's nice is that it'll set you up by default, but you can always change the strikes and use the information on our screen to help you decide where you want to set your strikes. So if you're changing the strikes here, you can move them up and down by left clicking and dragging. So here I'm just left clicking and dragging around. Or we can use any of these tools here at the bottom. So we can either widen it out, we can shrink it together, we can move the strikes up or down. We can do 2 spreads, 3 spreads, 4 spreads, or go back down to 1. And then also we can change the expiration as well if we really wanted to. So undo, redo buttons on there as well. These are just going to be some useful buttons here as you're changing around your trade. And I mentioned earlier that expected move. What's really nice is that we're going to see that expected move. And in this case, it's $7.93 up and down. We're going to see that expected move on the options table here as that orange highlight. And I'll show that risk graph in just a second. I saw someone mention that. But here, maybe I want to profit as long as the symbol here, PayPal, trades outside of its expected move. I think it might get extra volatile here just for example purposes. What I can do is look at these red and green highlights on the left as well, and that's going to show us the profit or loss zones for this trade based on the at expiration price. And as I move around our legs here, maybe I just want to use the buttons here, you're going to see that red and green line update as well. I can set it up so that that break-even point, or where the red meets the green, is right at the outside of the expected move. So again, just nice actual information as you're trying to set up your trade. Then at the bottom of our screen, we're also going to have some metrics like our max profit, max loss, buying power effect, the delta or theta for this strategy, probability of profit, a lot of stuff that is, the probability of profit stuff. We can go into it. It's a little dense for how much time we have left, but you can check out, hey, how much can I make on a max profit or max loss, and how much buying power is it going to take up to place this trade? And then additionally, underneath that, we're going to have our order price and our order type and time in force. So right now, for our spread here, we can see in our order ticket, makes it real nice, that it's trading between a price of 45 cents and 63 cents. So that's including the spreads for each option individually. And then our mid price here is 54 cents. So that's what our default price here is on our limit price. But maybe I want to, buy this spread when it trades down to a price of 30 cents. I could enter in a price of 30 cents. And once these options trades down, or the combination of options trades down to 30 cents, I'll end up getting filled on the order. So you can set your order price there. And then also you can change your time in force to day, GTC, or GTD. And now again, just for time's sake, We got some good tutorials there on our YouTube that go into a little bit more detail on this order ticket here, or where the different order types and time and force. But someone was asking, hey, can we check out the analysis or risk analysis graph? That's probably what most of you are looking for. So first, we have this view, right? Kind of nice. Gives you a good overview of a little high eagle eye view of where your profit or loss zones are. But if you want a slightly different view, you can also go to trade mode curve. This is going to give us a different layout here. And you'll notice we got that orange highlight. That's our expected move. Even then, we're going to see the distribution curve on here. It's really nice. And then our profit or loss zones. What's great is that you can drag and move around your strikes again to edit your trade. And this is just a little more zoomed in view of it. But what you're really looking for here is going to be clicking on the analysis button right here. So once we're in curve, we'll click on analysis. And now we'll be taken to the analysis P&L graph. So we got a great video on our help center that goes into detail about, there's a lot of buttons on here. There's a lot of different metrics that you can change around and test. But for the most part, what you'll want to set here is go to lines, P&L at expiration, and zones at expiration. A few other things you can set up, like you can see the distribution curve. You can maybe look at the Greeks, look at quotes as well. Bunch of different stuff you can set up here. But for the most part, if you're just looking for the profit or loss zones and see, hey, where is my break-even point? This is where you're going to want to go. And what's nice is that you can also edit your trade in this window. So you can drag, move around your legs, and you'll see, hey, where's my max profit? Right here, as I'm scrolling my mouse, you see that little dialog box at the top showing us the price. So say that PayPal traded up to about 75 bucks in the next, 87 days. Then I would have a max profit here of about 343 bucks. On the flip side, if it traded down to $55 at expiration, I would have a max loss of 157. And then in between that, maybe after these 87 days, it's trading at a price of 65.29. I would have a profit of $123. So you can scroll your mouse, even see here where it meets the x-axis, and you'll see, okay, my break-even's right around $64 for this trade. And now I'll show you what the Theo line looks like in just a second. But just want to show you guys how you can edit your trades as well. So if you wanted to go ahead and actually, let's go ahead and get into the Theo lines while we're at it. Why not? Why not, Carlos? Let's do it. So if you wanted to check out some theoretical scenarios on your position or a trade that you are looking to place, instead of going to at expiration, go ahead and change the line to P&L Theo and zones to Theo. So we'll click on those two, and now it's going to look a little bit different. And even then, you can keep your P&L at expiration lines. You have to toggle between Theo and expiration for the actual highlights here, but you can always keep the expiration line if you want to reference that. It's actually kind of cool once we look at some of the parameters. But once you have that set up, got those two boxes set up, make sure to open your right side panel and then go to analysis right here. So normally when you click on analysis, it opened up that right side panel right away. And I'll embed this in here so it's a little bit easier to see. But this right side panel here is where we're going to be able to edit what kind of different metrics we want to test. So maybe right now we're looking at today. So this is going to be the profit or loss, theoretically, going to be pretty darn close if PayPal and market's closed right now, but say the market was open and it were to trade up to $65. Where would my theoretical profit on this position be? We'd be probably at a profit of about 100 bucks on this trade. Now, on the flip side, again, if it goes down, we're going to be at a loss. And now what's nice is that on the right side here, you see the evaluate at date. we can change this and start ticking this forward. What you'll notice, probably hear a loud clicking sound, so sorry for that, but you'll notice that this line is moving. So it's moving with our graph here. And you'll notice that, as time goes by, it's not playing in our favor. This is a long spread. So the more time that goes by, the more time decay is playing against us. And once we get to our at expiration date, the theoretical lines are going to match the at expiration lines. So you can either do today, or you can select a date with the calendar here and say, hey, if it were to, if PayPal were trading at the same exact price and, about on August 14th or about 65 days, where would my theoretical profit or loss be? I can also go down here and change the spot price or what price we're analyzing at. And even then, if I click on use per contract IVs there, what's really great is that we can also adjust and see how increases in volatility, either for both of our options. Here, if we go up or down, you'll see, volatility goes up. That's in our favor. Volatility goes down, not so much. Very nice. So that's just a quick overview on the analysis mode. Super, super nice, where you're able to edit all your trades here. You can always go and clear out your trade here too and start from here. Maybe we want to place an iron condor. I can go to my strategy selector at the top, click on iron condor, go, zoom in a little bit. And now I can mess around, maybe widen this out a little bit. Checks out now. And now we can see, come on, work with me here. There we go. So we could set up an iron condor if we really wanted to, and these options are already expired. So let's do, yeah, it's fine. But again, you can set up trades in this screen if you really wanted to, or you can, do it in our trade table, switch to analysis later. It's really, really nice. And now that was just our analysis mode. That was setting up trades. I want to now show you how you can place closing trades and also bracket orders. So right now, if we go to our positions tab, so positions on the left here, this is going to show us all of our open positions. And this is where we can see our trade metrics, like our P&L open, trade price, mark, theta, delta, days until expiration. You can customize this similar to our watch list. And here, whenever we want to close a trade, all you're going to need to do is, in this case, maybe we want to close our iron condor here. What you can do is left click on either, the header here, or you can click on individual legs. Maybe I just want to close the call side. I can click on these two, or I select all of them. And then I right click and I can go to close the position. So if I click on close position here, that's going to take us to set up a closing order. And actually, let me clear this out here. Go back there for just a second. Boop. Go to close position. And now we can set up a closing order. Maybe we want to do a stop limit order or just place it, at the current NAP price. You can set that up. It's quite nice. But also, I know a lot of people like to set up bracket orders as well. So if we go back to our positions tab after clearing that out, we'll select our legs again or click on the header. And then you'll see a bracket button right here. So we'll click on bracket. And now we can place an OTO or OTOCO order. So that's a one triggers the other, or one triggers a one cancels the other. Yes. Okay. I'm mixing up. Hitting the end of the day. But essentially, you're able to place a take profit and a stop loss order at the same exact time on an open position, or you can start a trade as a bracket order as well. So in this case, for our iron condor here, we can set up to say, hey, I want to close out this position when it reaches a 50% max profit, but I want to stop loss here right around a 60% max loss or 61% max loss. We'd set that up in the stop loss here at the bottom, stop, take profit at the top. So we got the limit price up here, stop trigger, stop limit here as well. And then once we're ready to ship that off, and also you'll see, hey, okay, if we close out at 50% max profit, we'll make $104. If we close at a 61% loss, we lose about 127. We can go to review and send it out. And now in our positions tab that we were just in, we'll see those working orders. And if we wanted to edit these orders, we can also go here and right click them anytime. So you can go to your positions tab, or even then, if you're on your overview section on the right side panel, you'll see your working orders and you can right click it. So you can right click here and you could go cancel if you want to get rid of the order, cancel complex to get both sides of it canceled, or you can also click on either one and say, hey, maybe I want to place my stop loss a little bit lower. I can go here and click on replace order. And now looks like a lot's going on because we got an iron condor, but you can adjust the price. So that's a quick overview on setting up closing orders. And if we want to just cancel it, we can also just go cancel order. That cancels our take profit. And then we still have our stop loss. We can also cancel that one too. We'll cancel it there. And in our right side here, we'll see those canceled orders. And maybe I wanted to place it again. I could right click it, go to similar order, review and send, ship it off. And now we're working that same order. So you can always cancel, come back to it if you really wanted to, or just cancel it out. So I'm going quick here because we're running out of time. There's a lot to talk about in a short amount of time. But if I saw we wanted to go over crypto trading as well. So if you're looking to trade crypto, all you're going to need to do is go to our crypto trading tab at the tippity top. So crypto right here. We can click on that there. Zero Hash is our custodian for trading cryptocurrencies. You can always learn more about it on our help center as well if you want to. And in this mode, you'll be able to select on a dropdown. So right now we just have 4 cryptos. Might see some more coming later this year. We'll see. Leave that to the regulators. But you can switch this to BTC. So that is going to be Bitcoin, BCH, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin. And what's nice here is that you got a little chart on this. And then once you want to buy, and right now we are in a business account, so I can't place the order, but I can at least show you how to stage it, is that you can go to buy here. And then what's really great is that you can either set it as a market order based on a certain amount of quantity. So if we go to Bitcoin here, we want to buy half a Bitcoin. I wish I had that much money to do that right now. If you do, good for you. But if you wanted to buy half a Bitcoin, you could type in 0.5 or $33,000 worth of Bitcoin. Or we can also change it to a limit price, set a certain quantity and the price that we want to open it at. So it's like, hey, I want to buy half of a Bitcoin when it trades down to a price of 60,000. I could set a limit order like that. And then personally, my favorite is just the dollar amount, which sends out a market order where it says, hey, I want to buy, $2,000. Ooh, not 200,000. That's a lot. But if we want to do $2,000 of Bitcoin at the current market price, we could also type in 2,000 and then go to review and send it off. So right here, I don't have crypto enabled in this account because it is a business account. But just want to show you, if you see the same exact error message, you can always go to our help center as well. So clicking on that question mark. And then if you type in enable crypto, get this drawing off of here, you can find a nice help center article here that walks through where to go on our website to enable crypto. It's really just a couple clicks and going through some agreements. So not too bad, but that's where you can find out how to enable crypto. And that is, we have the active trader mode. We got a great, again, just showing off the help center. Boop, boop, boop. Active trader. Pull this up. So we got some great videos. We got a video on our active trader if you want to check that out. If you want to look at some more written stuff, we got kind of a great overview in our help center here. But that's kind of the overview there. And I did options trading. Active trader is really great for placing outright futures in stock, but might as well show it. Why not? If we wanted to just buy stock as well, so imagine I wanted to, let's do like Ford. It's relatively low. So if we wanted to buy some Ford, we can type it in our top symbol search. And I didn't even cover the symbol search. What am I doing? Not even thinking today. So if you go to the top here, at the top of our platform, and you want to find a specific symbol to trade, go up here in the top left, click on this little magnifying glass, and here you can type in the name of the company. We also have some preset filters here if you wanted to check out and see, hey, what kind of futures do you have, or crypto, or stocks. So, and it's nice as you see the company name. Maybe you wanted to buy Starbucks. You can click on Starbucks. That's our active symbol. Or we'll go to Ford again, type that in, and click on that. But if you wanted to set up a stock order, the easiest way is going to be going to, what am I saying? But go to the top section of the platform here on the header and find the bid and ask price. And these are actually buttons. So you'll have the bid price here, that's to sell, and you'll have the ask price to buy. So you got $13.82, $13.81. If I wanted to buy, I'm going to click on the ask price. So in this case, click on the ask price, and we're in our active trader mode. So it's going to set up a trade here for buying. And why not? Let's go ahead and shoot this off. Change this to a extended hours order. We can click on send. And now we're working in order on Ford. What's really nice about the active trader mode here is that you can also left click on your working order here and drag it. Maybe I want to place it, buy it at a little bit lower price. I can cancel that order, start working at a lower price, or right here as well is where the current active market is trading. So I can also maybe say, I'll go a little bit over the ask price just to get a fill. I can change that, and now I'm filled on this trade. Conversely, if we are in table mode or any of our other modes as well, and you click on that ask price at the top, you're just going to have an order ticket here at the bottom to set up a stock order. And you'll see Ford buying stock. Right now we have one share, but what I really like to mention is imagine you're trading, Costco is like really pretty pricey right now, pretty high. We wanted to say, we had $500 or $425 to buy Costco stock, but I don't have 850 to buy one share. What's great is that you can also type in 0.5 and buy fractional quantities. So you can get in here and buy half of a share of Costco, and market's closed right now. So we need to wait for tomorrow to place this order because it has to be a market order, but you can also send off fractional orders. You'll get the equivalent amount of dividend with that. And, if you're just looking to further diversify your portfolio with some stock and you don't want to have to buy whole shares, super, super nice. And that's, again, that's kind of a general overview. I want to go ahead and open it up to Q&A. I've been trying to keep track of some of the questions here coming in. So I see Charlie asking, is there analysis mode in the active trader? We don't have the analysis mode in the active trader just yet, but we are looking at revamping that where we have, and I know a common question, like, do you guys have level 2 market data or depth of market? We don't have depth of market data just yet, but that is in our development timeline. So we're looking to kind of get more of that trading ladder in our active trader. So it's coming soon. And then I see, I caught you before the question. And then can you place conditional orders on futures based on a stock price? So that's another one that we are currently working on. So we don't have conditional orders based on, placing the options trade off the stock price, but we are pushing for conditional orders where you can essentially fire off a trade based on any metric where it's either, hey, when the stock reaches this price, close my options position, or when the theta or the delta reaches this number, close this position. So we're shooting for the end of this year, probably going to be started next, but yeah, it's getting there. So let's see. Do you have Forex? Mark already answered that too, but we don't have Forex on the platform yet. It is in our timeline though. And right now we do have Tasty FX, so it's a slightly separate business. So you got to open up an account with them. But we do have a brother sister company that does FX, but it's gonna get into the platform real soon. And then I see, if you want to, I saw someone asking earlier, hey, can I see a chart on the options price? You can. When you're in the options table mode, you can right click on, so instead of like, if I left click here, that sets up a trade. If I right click instead and go to view option chart, that's where we can check out the options pricing over time. So just showing you one more time, right click on the bid or ask of the strike price you want to view on that expiration, click on that and you can view the options price. Another question, placing alerts. So if you wanted to place an alert, what you'll need to do is open up our right side panel here, and then there's going to be a little bell icon here. And right now there's kind of a bit of a workaround to place options alerts, but for the most part, the intended use is for placing alerts on stock or futures. So maybe if I want, Costco, when when its price is greater than 900, I can, 900, I can set that alert, create the alert, and then when it triggers, I'll get a notification on the platform. And also, depending on your um, communication settings, you'll get sent an email. And if you have our phone app downloaded, you'll get a push notification as well. So I talked about conditional orders. Soon we're going to have alerts kind of intertwined with the order placement so that, similar to if Costco reaches $900, fire off this trade. So it is coming soon. Another question, how do you display the expected move in the options chain? Good one. So if you don't see the expected move here, just go to the gear icon in the top right here. Click on that. There we go. Sorry, my computer's going a little slow. But what you're going to want to look for is right here, price range overlay. It's probably set to none or daily high low. Make sure that's set to expected move, Greg, and you'll have that set up. Nice. And then Lawrence, do you have sim trading coming soon or paper trading? Something that we are looking for in the short term this year, I would say no, not yet. Much more of a 2025 thing. It's hard to say. It's been something that's been requested a lot. We're trying to get towards it, but I can't give you a hard timeline on it, but it's definitely something that is on our, that our management is talking about a lot. So, if you really, really want it, please shoot us an email and I'll show our contact information in just a second. But any feedback really helps us to, give our management team a little extra pressure to get priority on those projects. So how can I show them? So Jay, if I'm understanding your question correctly, and this might not answer it 100%, but we have a watch list tab in the middle here. So you see these like kind of three lines right there. It's going to be our main watch list tab. What's nice is that in this watch list tab, you can also filter based on certain metrics like last price or volume. So maybe I want to see, everything that's above $40. I can type in 40 and the list gets shorter, or I can go everything that's above $300 and it's going to be showing you only the symbols that are above $300, or based on implied volatility, liquidity rating, which is a proprietary metric. So 4 stars, pretty good liquidity. 3 stars, decent. 2 or 1, it's going to be pretty wide bid-ask spreads. But you can do it based on volume and all those other metrics. Another question, can you transfer crypto into your account? We're working on it. It's coming very, very soon. Hopefully next month we should have that go live next month or the month after. And then right now you can withdraw crypto at any time as well to a third-party wallet. So if you buy crypto on our platform, you can always withdraw it if you want to, or sell it and withdraw the cash. Trying to get an idea on the question there, Jay. Maybe I'm just having a big old brain fart here, but essentially our main watch list tab here is where you're going to be able to find a lot more columns, or be able to pull up a lot more columns. And then Edgar, is there any scanners? The best scanner we got right now, or equivalent, would be in our watch list tab with the filters here. Other than that, it's again something that we do have in our development timeline. And then Jeremy, the question came in, how do we change around the right side panel? So if you're seeing the little chart there, that means you're on the overview tab. So if I click on that, that's the overview tab. But if you change to activity, or even here we have news, and then, oh my God, I didn't even cover the order chains. What am I doing? Oh, we're all over the place today. So I do want to, before any other questions, this is a great, great feature that I think all of you will love. So if you are trading options, especially if you're rolling options, you will love this order chains tab. So right here, our right side panel, so we pulled up, you can search for a symbol up here to check out the order chains. This is going to make it super, super easy for tracking your positions as they're rolling. And or, if you just open it and close it, makes it super, super easy. So here, for example, we, in May, we opened this Iron Condor and then we closed it and we had a $28 loss on this trade. And now if I look and scroll down to, and this works for open and close positions, but a lot of people ask this, is that what you can do too is, so here's a vertical spread that we opened, we rolled it again, and then we closed it. If you wanted to, and then we ended up losing $6 on it, but if we wanted to check out and see, hey, what was the price of TSM when I was making these adjustments, you can right click on it on the order chains tab and go view market state snapshots. And each of these points on the chart is showing us where TSM was trading when we made that adjustment. We can also do that with IV rank. We can do it with delta or theta to see, hey, oh, I made an adjustment. Am I now short deltas? Was I long deltas? Especially, I've seen some trades with like 200 rolls, and it can be a little dense. But in this case, super, super nice for backtracking and see, hey, when I opened this, where was it trading at? Can't really remember. Or, kind of see the course or the history of your trade. And then Marion, I see the question. I can't see the fees for the trades. If you are looking for a breakdown on your commissions and fees or profit or losses, head to our history tab here. So you'll click on the history tab icon right here. And then here you'll get a breakdown of all your trades based on the time frame you have selected at the top, and you'll get breakdown on your commissions and fees here as well. And then also what might be really nice is that if you go to year to date here at the top, this also shows you your realized gains and losses for all of the symbols that you have traded, the net commissions and fees that you've paid, and then also your P&L, including those commissions and fees. So history tab is really, really great for reconciling. Let's see. What? Any other questions, folks? Yeah, I know I went a little long here. Sorry, I was a little slow at the start. There's a lot to talk about, of course, but I see the question, where is the history tab? It's going to be right here. So if you ever need to find the name of these tabs, see like this entire kind of panel here on the left side. If you scroll your mouse over, it'll pop up here and show you the name. So we got the history tab right there. Can't find it, Trey, right there. So you can go to the history tab. Skip, does it change just for profit and loss? It does not include commissions and fees on the order chain. So if you wanted to, check out, let's go back here and maybe we'll look at, let's check out TSM. So in comparison, we wanted to check out the trade that we placed here. And I think, so we have our closing trade here. So I can left click and select all these. So we have our opening trade on May 14th, our closing trade on May 16th. Then in the top right here, it's going to net it out to say, okay, here we have a $28 loss. We paid $4 in commissions in total and about $1 in fees total as well. And Dana, I see the question, how's the platform for day trading and scalping? I would say it's pretty great. We're extremely fast. The grid mode can be great for, if it wants to load for me, my computer's dying on me. But grid mode's really good. I would say active trader is fantastic for quick trading. And even then, if you really want to, we have one-click trading if you turn off the safety mode as well. So just to show you for SNG, we can turn off safety mode. And then imagine I wanted to buy, let's go to Ford here. I wanted to buy some Ford. All I got to do is go to the ask price here, click on it, and now I'm working and filled. I want to sell it, click on the bid price, I've sold it. And if we go to our overview, we can get a kind of a breakdown here of the trade. So super, super quick if you want to scalp or do some day trading. So yeah, again, it's just these little tools that once you kind of crack open the can of worms, you'll start to see how powerful the platform really is. I mean, it might seem a little daunting at first. And I see, Courtney, how did you get to the fast mode or the one-click trading? And definitely, please, if you're going to go to one-click trading, be careful, because if you click on a bid or ask price, it's firing off an order. So you can go to safety up here on the active trader mode and click on off. So also as well, if you wanted to, find some more on our active trader mode, you can also type in active trader, find out our tutorial. I mentioned we had a nice analysis mode video. You can go to analysis mode, scroll down a little bit. You can find a nice tutorial talking about our analysis mode, full breakdown on that. Especially too for charting as well. So hats off to Andy. He's been answering questions in chat. But Andy has done a great series of videos and tutorials on how to set up our charts.
Let's go ahead. Looks like we're...
So if you wanted to check out, hey, how can I trade on the chart? And even just to show that real quick too, which is nice. Say we placed an order on Ford, placed a little bit below, just to show you some of the snazziness. Our working order will also appear on our chart here. And time frame's messing up a little bit, but we can also left click and move around and change our order on the chart as well. So there's trading on charts for stocks and futures if you want to do that.